Number 10. DJ Disaster. In 2020, Diana Ploss was a conservative talk radio host with WSMN who regularly talked about her admiration for Donald Trump. But then she threw that career away as she walked down the street in New Hampshire and harassed busy landscape workers.
In the 3-minute tirade, Ploss takes issue with a landscaping crew working on a project Friday in Nashua, right across the street from her now former radio station, WSMN.
And all it took was hearing the employees speak Spanish.
Ploss recorded the interaction as she accused the workers of being in the country illegally and demanded that they speak English in America.
What's the first thing I do? Go for my phone. Gotta do a live stream. Have to show people what's going on.
She also decided this proved the government was doing communism. Right. When a stranger stepped in, Ploss berated him for wearing a face mask amid a pandemic and pointed out its race. When WSMN heard about this incident, they dropped her show from the station. She used to pay to host a talk show at WSMN Radio. That station says Ploss is no longer affiliated with them. Number 9. Anti-tourist Karen. There's a popular saying that drunk words, sober thoughts. Well, in 2023, a seemingly inebriated Brianna Penix was recorded on a train in New York City by another passenger.
Are you German?
She went on an ever-increasing aggressive and xenophobic rant at a group of German tourists as she towered over them, claiming immigrants shouldn't come into the country. Penix's partner tried to calm the situation and talk train Karen down by warning her she could be arrested.
I can handle my own.
He even threatened to leave her. Shortly after the viral incident, Penix's employer, pharmaceutical company Capital RX, fired her from her job as a senior talent acquisition specialist, as they have a zero-tolerance policy around prejudicial or discriminatory behavior.
Get off to the next topic.
Number 8. Pool Patrol Paula. Thanks to cell phones, people can record horrible interactions with Karens to get justice. For example, Stephanie Sebi Strempel, better known as Pool Patrol Paula, had her terrible behavior at a Somerville, South Carolina community swimming pool in 2018 exposed.
Get out! Get out! Get out now!
She was seen shouting at black teenagers with racist overtones, demanding that they leave despite being someone's guests, and threatening to call 911.
It was shocking.
The next day, DJ showed the video to his parents, who believed the attack was racially motivated. As if that wasn't bad enough, Sebi Strempel was filmed pushing one of them. One victim also said she used racial slurs and continued to be violent. Sebi Strempel made it worse when she attacked law enforcement.
She's alleged to have, when she was being arrested, pushed one officer and hurt him and bit another, breaking the skin. Her bond was set at $65,000 earlier today.
She later pleaded guilty to assault and was fined $1,000. On top of that, the skincare group Rodan & Fields ceased working with Sebi Strempel, who was an independent contractor. Number 7. Park Ranger Karen. Simply enjoying a hobby legally? Apparently, that's enough to get a Karen to involve herself. In 2023, Anthony Gibson captured Tanya Petty, bothering him as he fished at a lake in Georgia.
Hey, so y'all hear what I go through, right? This the third person. I'm in my own neighborhood, and a white person came and bothered me while I'm fishing.
She began by stating it was for residents, which Gibson is. With little resistance, Petty announced she wasn't allowed to record her and that she'd give law enforcement his license plate number. Unfortunately, Gibson stated this was the third time someone had harassed him for fishing in his neighborhood.
She came and said, if you're not a resident, you have to leave. I am a resident.
The video eventually got the attention of C-Glass Therapy, whom Petty worked for as an independent contractor. The company dropped her, stating they'd stand against discrimination of all forms.
But what about the next person that looks like me? That's a problem. I'm not fighting for me. I don't care. I told you I grew numb to this. I'm fighting for the next person that don't have a voice.
Number 6. Taco Tina. Some Karens hate it when someone stands up for themselves, even when they've committed a crime. In 2023, employees of the Ortiz Taco Stand in Los Angeles, California, built the wrath of Renee Latrice Hines after asking her to pay for her food.
Police say after Renee Hines ate the tacos and didn't pay, she went back to her car and came back with pepper spray.
Hines was recorded uttering insults while relentlessly attacking the people, even hurling a sign at the individual filming for showing her license plate. Unsurprisingly, she was arrested and charged on several counts.
Renee Hines was booked into jail on charges of assault with a deadly weapon.
But that's not all. Hines had been working as a temporary contractor for Usin Logistics America through the company Simplified Labor Staff Solutions. Usin fired Hines for her horrid attack.
Her boss, Ash Wahi, is CEO of a staffing agency.
My first reaction was anger. Why? Why somebody has to do something like this when somebody's just trying to feed their family? We found out about her actions at 6:30 in the morning this morning, and she was terminated at 8:30.
Number 5. Anti-protest Karen. In 2020, a Black Lives Matter protest took place in Tennessee, but Sonia Holt was not happy about it for some reason. She was
just jumping back and forth to different people.
Sierra Gilmer, a board member of the new generation of freedom fighters, front and center of the protests, absorbing hate words from a few counter-protesters.
She started screaming everything that she did.
The vile anti-protester was filmed screaming homophobic and racist insults at people, many of which are too terrible to repeat. She also had support from those around her who were uttering obscenities that are just as disturbing. So
I do apologize for saying that. I did not mean to demean anybody.
When the video got out, Holt tried to walk back her grim remarks by apologizing in a news interview. However, her employers, the Keith Family Vision Clinic, were less than impressed. They didn't let their business's reputation get dragged through the mud by association, though, promptly firing her.
Holt also told us she did lose her job because of that confrontation, but she has respect for her former employer.
Number 4. McDonald's mayhem. Most people go to McDonald's to grab food and leave. No drama, just some burgery goodness. But in 2023, a chain in Fresno, California, didn't have a calm time. Gina Aiello allegedly got into an argument with staff over a soda. When Luisa Seves, another customer, stepped in and criticized her for being disrespectful, Aiello bellowed a racist insult at him before storming out of the building.
Once she started sitting there telling people, oh, who are you? Look where you work. Look at what you're wearing. It's you can even hear it in the video.
It was soon discovered she worked at the dental office of Dr. Jack Ohanessian. First, Aiello was put on leave as Ohanessian and company investigated. A few days later, Ohanessian publicly revealed she had been fired, citing his proud heritage of his great-grandfather coming to the States from Armenia and experiencing prejudice.
After we called to confirm her as an employee with the dental office, they released a news statement saying in part, quote, "An employee who is seen on video making offensive comments is no longer part of our team."
Number 3. Permit Patty. When kids show initiative and want to create a business, they should be praised for doing so. But in 2018, Allison Edel shut down a young black girl selling water bottles in San Francisco, California.
This woman is Allison Edel. This morning, she's a social media villain for calling the cops on her young neighbor.
Claiming to be enraged by the noise as she worked from home, Edel confronted Jordan Rogers, demanding to see her permit. Edel then called the cops about the situation, something she denied actually doing. However, it was later proven she did speak to dispatchers.
I said, please, I'm trying to work. You're screaming, you're yelling, and people have open windows. It's a hot day. Can you please keep it down?
Edel says she never confronted Jordan, just her mother, Erin Austin, who took this video.
After being mocked online and deemed Permit Patty, Edel's businesses, Treatwell Health, reportedly hired a crisis manager to assess the situation. In the end, she had to resign as its CEO due to the horrible publicity and loss of business she had created.
However things unfolded, the backlash has been fierce. Dispensaries have pulled Edel's products off the shelves. She said she's received numerous death threats, while also being called a racist.
Number 2. South Park Susan. In 2018, sisters Lisa and Mary Garris were waiting for AAA in the parking lot of an apartment building in Charlotte, North Carolina. But then Susan Westwood arrived.
This morning, police are looking for this woman, dubbed South Park Susan, in this video gone viral.
Is your boyfriend here? Is your baby daddy here?
The seemingly intoxicated Karen ranted at the duo with plenty of racism and bragged about her high-paying job. She even threatened the sisters with violence.
Police determined Westwood's report was false and charged her with abusing 911. One of the charges she answered to today in court, while her two victims looked on.
Westwood faced several charges, which she pled guilty to and received 12 months probation alongside other punishments. She was also fired from her employment.